Three down in the power play for Nepal. Arif Sheikh joins Mithindra Singh Nairi. They're desperate. But again, a deep third and a deep fine leg in play. And he's going full of Jason Holder, looking to go full. But sometimes you see the advantage, even with the error ball, of having a deep fine as opposed to a deep swing.
Yeah, you have to say, it's got the feel for it. But yeah, searching for that fuller length, trying to extract whatever there is in the surface. Disappointed with his performance with the ball against England. He conceded 34 in his 2 overs.
Ooh.
So a big spell for him here today. Get back into that rhythm, contribute with the ball. He was brilliant with the bat. He's such a key man for this West Indies team, and if they are going to progress further into the next round and hopefully from their perspectives into the semi-final, you do feel he's the man. He's going to have to stand up for some big performances through this tournament.
If you didn't know, there's a game later on tonight of some consequence. Julia Kumarian. There'll be just a little bit of interest in that. Across in Colombo.
नेपाली जर्सी लाएर हेर्ने अब
7 p.m. Colombo.
नेपालको 3टा विकेट गइसक्यो यार
You're absolutely right in that even though he didn't perform with the ball, he is integral to this bowling lineup as a leader, as a mentor to the other seamers, as an exponent of bounce. And what I was curious to see is whether he'd go full or whether he just looked to hit the splice of the bat. Not short the pull and not too full to drive. Can he just hit the splice of the bat?
Nepal.
Sort of length, hitting the splice of the bat without being short. 5 overs gone, 19 for free.
No.
At the Wankhede Stadium, felt it was going to be.
Hi Bang, hello, welcome. How are you, North?
All sorts of trouble. Huge numbers of their fans have flown and taken trains and buses. Some travelling as much as 40 hours, I gather. In case of planes, trains, and automobiles, but right now they're shell-shocked because they're in real trouble. Taking quick single area is very fast indeed. Thank you, but just got on.
Single.
To welcome Samuel Badri. Samuel, firstly, good morning.
Welcome everyone, welcome.
Hello Lenny, hello everyone, good morning to all. It's been that kind of start. They are known as the cardiac kids, aren't they? You need to bring out that
Everyone like
heart.
my live stream.
Losing 3 wickets in the ball is never easy. But credit to these guys, the West Indians. They've come up with a plan and they're really calm.
I'm watching the game.
In good stead at the moment.
Nepal versus Western Indies. World Cup.
Matthew Ford into the team.
Exceptional start from him.
World Cup cricket.
Yeah, the way he's been able to control his length has been quite exceptional. Seeing that way from right-handed batters, something that Ian Bishop was mentioning a little bit earlier. And this year, 35% of his deliveries have left the right-handers.
Javatan, thank you for the subscribe. My channel. Thank you. Hi. Hello, welcome. This official.
Press conference yesterday to say they do deserve more opportunities. And I think Cricket West Indies deserve huge credit, don't they? They agreed to a 3-match T20 I series and they got their full strength side.
Welcome everyone, welcome. सबैजना के छ खबर आजको म्याच कस्तो होला त
went to help Nepal prepare for the T20 World Cup 2 years ago. They loved it in Kathmandu. It was a really competitive series, that one. And I suppose one of the benefits, I know there's difficulties for the full members
Dipender
trying to get those games.
Singh Avery, Arif Said को ब्याटिङ कस्तो हुन्छ आज पार्टनरशिप चल्छ त चल्नु पर्यो के आरिफ शेखको फेरि त्यस्तै छ छक्का आमामा छक्का त फेरि दिपेन्द्र सिंहको 6 success in the row.
When they traveled to the West Indies, a quick trip to the US to play a few games there, South Africa, a quick trip to Namibia. So you're right, you're absolutely right. The more competitive matches these guys play, the better they become.
Enjoy the watch. Oh,
Will be a single, but it's the longest power play of this T20 World Cup so far. Just 4 runs in the last 3
6 over, 22 for 3.
Time for a drink. 22 for 3.
कस्तो यार 3टा विकेट गइदियो यार
A holiday that is completely mild.
पावर प्ले सक्यो है पावर प्ले चाहिँ सक्यो 6 ओभरमा नेपालले 22 मात्रै हान्यो 3टा विकेट झार्यो नेपालले पहिला ब्याटिङ गर्न सक्दैन के Everyone like my live stream, everyone. Please like my live stream. Come on, everyone. Let's go and subscribe my YouTube channel. Also, welcome everyone, welcome. How are you, everyone?
Embrace what makes you, well, you. You said our song. Make it yours.
Man City, London City.
Live on Sky Sports. We are 2 weeks down in the Premier League. Michael Van Gerwen, winner on week 1. Gary Price, winner on week 2. The two Lukes at the moment, not even inside the top 4. There is so much darts still to be played though. Week 3 comes live from Glasgow. You can catch it Thursday night, 7 o'clock on Sky Sports Action.
Into different bats, different sizes, different shapes, and what you should potentially
22 only for 3 and a 6 over.
fantastic stuff from Carlos Brathwaite pitch side, explaining the different kinds of bats, different weights, different shapes, different sizes, the grains going across the front. And I can promise you that these West Indian batters in particular seem to have the pick of the bunch, don't they?
Jiban watching Ari,
Right, Nepal,
ready to bat,
about a power players they could have
ready
imagined
to
even
six.
worse in terms of runs than the Omani effort against Zimbabwe in Colombo.
Holder.
Give the right to increase in terms of this consolidation phase. They're going to need to try and accumulate some runs too, Sammy. Yeah, because that launch phase was so troublesome for them. They need to, as you so rightly mentioned, get going and get going quite quickly. There was that notion that we spoke about before the match that both teams were trying to explore West Indies won the toss. They could have scored more if they start picking up those early wickets forward, making a triumphant return
Shit.
to the team.
I'm fine.
And then just
Wrong
was very
decision.
West Indies won. Remember, their first two games batting first, they were sent in. It is a much preferred option for them to chase, although their record isn't that great when they chased them. But now it's an opportunity for them to have a little bit of a chase as they look to go further in this tournament. The toss is not guaranteed. So you want to make sure that you're firing whether you're bat first or whether you're bat second. A nice little challenge here for them.
Oh,
Fielder has to run backwards.
is this catch?
Hold on. Does enough.
Said, Arif said. What?
Stayed up in the circle. And Nepal, they slide further. The
Arif
extra
said.
height of
Oh
their
my
first
god. No.
Their wickets in consecutive overs make these fans happy, not those who come in from Nepal to support their team with a
No.
lot of passion. And alacrity, as we thought did well here. He was circling a little bit. Like you said, was looking close by, but he held his composure. And a good catch in there, yeah, that's relief.
Catch
That
out.
there is
Arif
just
Sheikh.
bare relief from
Good,
Matthew
good.
Ford. Another one goes. Sheikh goes for 223 for 4.
Foi. चारवटा विकेट चाहिँ गइसक्यो बे
It is sort of silence the crowd here. The
What?
Makili, these guys who have been traveling and supporting with a lot of pride.
चारवटा विकेट गयो
Love to see their team do well. They got a thrill, an absolute thriller earlier.
हुँदैन
Jiban, joint career best.
अब यही दुईजनाले गर्यो भने गर्यो नभए लोकेश बाम दिपेन्द्र सिंह आर्मी
It's going to need a lot more than that to get Nepal competitive. here
लोकेश
today.
बामले लास्ट
They are staring down the barrel, not just to potentially a heavy defeat, but an early exit from this T20 World Cup. Just how good have the West Indies been? Came into this tournament after series against Afghanistan and South Africa where they were a bit indifferent. They've been exceptional since. And maybe the height and holding on the surface they are doing there. Good catch, keeping his eyes on the ball. I did mention that Akeem Hussain was close
What?
by. That can be disconcerting sometimes. In addition to the fact that it's almost midday.
Nepal what
I
happened
know it's still early in the tournament, we've got so much to look forward to, so much to enjoy, but 10 years on from that almost famous of nights in Kolkata, Sammy, you were part of that. Darren Sammy just feels like he's building something again. Is there a bit of deja vu working for you? Not much to talk about in terms of the partnership, but yeah, he did mention a lot of omens that point to something special potentially brewing. Their preparation, a series in the UAE before this. Something that happened 10 years ago. They had a little bit of off-field issues, something that galvanized the team as well. 7 overs gone 25 for 4.
25 मा 7 अब 7 ओभरमा 25 मात्र हाने छे
From the world's biggest series to the most thrilling Sky originals, a world of entertainment awaits. Say best of Sky into your
नेपालले
Sky
गेम
World
कसरी
now.
हारिरहेछ
Hard to
यार
dice,
छे
I was here in 2016.
पहिलो गेम इङ्ल्यान्डसँग यस्तो राम्रो खेल्यो त्यसपछि त
Collectiveness amongst the group definitely gives me similar vibes, similar feels.
आशै हरायो बे
10 years ago, head coach now. A decade on, his forward's going to ball out.
के खेलेको
You
यार
know this, not altogether often you see this in the modern T20 game. All four from one end on the bounce. He's going well.
के भन्ने अब
Yeah, absolutely, especially when wickets have fallen, you are allowed the latitude
के भन्नु
to
छ
do something like this.
हाँ
And they haven't lost a World Cup
कसरी
match
गेम हारिरहेछ
this
नेपालले
as well. So it's a wonderful
पहिलो
hunting
गेम
ground
इङ्ल्यान्डसँग
for
यस्तो
Darren
राम्रो
Sammy
खेलेर है
and his men. And once they get to the Super 8s, I think they have another one of those matches here. Beauty. The movement's gone, but that one just held its line.
4 विकेट गइसक्यो त नि 7 ओभर
Not to move to get him into the 11.
24 रन भइरहेछ हो
Simply sublime.
तै
Another one of those deliveries that seems away. We've spoken about his proclivity to get the ball back into the right-handers. Something that he's done
के भन्ने अब
increasingly well in 2026. I mentioned that percentage.
ना 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 ना
55%
ना ना
of
ना
his
ना
deliveries leaving the right-hander.
ऊ
That speaks Lenny to the fact that bowlers in particular continue to
Wide.
evolve, to stay relevant, to stay successful. We've seen Gulekish
Wide ball.
with his wrist spin, also the fast bowlers. Got to be different, can't be predictable. In order to be successful at this level, too much footage, too much data available. It's remarkable thing for the West Indies. They've had their struggles with the ball in
Sure.
T20I cricket in between the two T20 World Cups.
सेट म्यान
It's really coming to the fore now. Which one be up for us?
Well, just to build on what yourself and Sammy were talking about, when we go back to Ford earlier, the last ball of the over went away. And then he changed the field. Long on came up to middle. There's a fine leg there.
Match.
Dumped in the landscape.
Yes,
You
match.
can't see him, and square leg then went out. So it meant that Matthew
Sangam
Ford
Singh,
had to be
welcome
straight.
to my live
So the alternative
stream.
to the one that leg cut
Nepal
and
versus
then the
West
one that
Indies
came in,
today.
bowling to your field, as we stressed before, absolutely outstanding. Ball to your field, execution.
4 wicket down already.
Ian Bishop rightly says exceptional execution. He's nailing that spot again and again. Even though the field is now completely different, dropping in, giving protection.
my
Able to get everything going. Run rate a paltry 3.5. And Darren Sammy is sitting so comfortably. And we come into this contest.
नेपालको गेम सधैँ यस्तो हुन्छ यार
Former two-time
के भन्ने अब
championship team. You're under pressure, you're under scrutiny. If you win, then it's almost as if you expect it to. But if you lose, then there's so much chatter. So these
Audience त
teams
खुसी नै छ
must
अझै
be
नेपालीहरू त
under that extra pressure, additional pressure. This is what they've done so far, though. Batting first twice, 35 and 30, the margins of victory. Now they're bowling first.
Oh
Quite brilliant. 4 overs for Ford, 1 for 10 for him. It's 27 for 4. Quite brilliant.
नेपाल 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 सपोर्ट चाहिँ बबाले गर्छ है नेपालीहरूले है
Italy with all his 4 overs for just 9. These Nepal fans are trying to find something to get behind. Right now, no joy of any kind.
Nepal.
Rakesh Ban, 6 balls yet to get off the mark.
Oh my
Very little
god.
for Irie either.
Welcome everyone.
Have to love the passion, the enthusiasm, the emotion, the joy that these fans bring. They simply have nothing to get behind right now. It's looking a bit tougher. Shamar Joseph, perhaps the extra pace on the ball might finally create some run-scoring opportunities.
Juicy.
How almost, I know it's a difficult position.
Summer.
To start taking some risk, sure.
And also have to credit Shane Coban his tactical attunement. We haven't seen Golokesh Moti just yet. He usually comes in straight after the power play, but he realizes that this pitch has something in it, and that flexibility in options. And brought on Shaman Joseph with that extra pace just to see if he can get something, some bit of assistance.
Single.
It's important that you have that flexibility. You're doing it as
Yeah.
obviously plan A, but then
Energy त बबाले
based
छ.
on what's in front of you, you make those little adjustments. A good start after the same as he's so often done in the past, and then Matthew Ford making a triumphant return, his first World Cup wicket. Jason Holder with his first delivery, striking.
And finally gets off the mark from the 7th delivery. And the 4th wicket to fall. Kumari Sheikh looking to take the aerial route, and Nepal not learning their lessons from the poor effort batting first against Italy. Everyone who arrived here early this morning, a reminder, the first morning game, 11 a.m. start of this T20 World Cup.
विकेट जानु भएन कि ओभरको मतलबै छैन नि हान्ने हो कि म्याम ब्याक विकेट चाहिँ नजानु भयो कि
That is going to be tough to start. On this surface. Huge credit to the West Indies, A, for their preparation. I was here training yesterday, Samuel. Because of those defeats to Nepal in September, should have seen the West Indies going through their paces. Occasionally, full members can be accused of maybe being complacent against some of the smaller sides and associate sides. It was anything but yesterday. This morning are to judge by.
It's something that has been quite noticeable in this West Indian squad this time around.
Two
The
single, two dot.
attention to detail. They seem to be quite unified. Winning always help in that regard. You also have options, players who can come off the bench and make a meaningful contribution. We haven't seen
चौका
the
छक्का
best
कस्तो
of
हुन्छ
this
थाहै
team
छैन यार
just yet, particularly at the top of
आजको
the
टिममा
order.
त यार
What a team they've got.
ओह
Conway. It's Irie's favourite stroke. He's got
Oh.
fast hands and finds the road.
चौका
The first boundary in some 35 deliveries. This is what extra pace can do. Sometimes it can be your enemy. Usually doesn't roll that wide. Shamar
Joker.
Joseph, one of his great strengths.
After a long
is
time.
bowling wicket to wicket. So he'd offered some with him and duly dispatched. A change in field now, a bit on to on. Maybe a change in length as well from Shamar Joseph.
Irie almost left Bam hanging with the call, but the direct hit not effective. 33 for four.
ओइ Why?
There was a little bit of a delay in terms of sending him back. Brandon King it was, who was looking close by, very close to the stump. And he missed it. That would have been very, very close. And that reaction says it. That reaction as well has been that type of warning for those fans.
This continued challenge for Nepal with their batting doesn't really show any signs of finding solutions. With 2 defeats, they're batting unable to get it done. That's why they're bottom of the table with that net run rate. Scotland, well, they had a real chance yesterday.
Richie Harrington was going. Alongside Tom Bruce, they look set for 170. As Moti does now come into the attack, albeit a little delayed. They collapsed. A few scares getting Butler and Salterney. But because of that win for England, England will know that a victory over Italy will be enough to get them through. Italy from this group campaign, they've been outstanding, taking a first World Cup win of any kind by 10 wickets. It wasn't the win that surprised many, it was the margin.
Mithis, hi, hello, welcome,
Very
welcome.
emotional scenes here.
Welcome,
Right,
sir.
just a
Welcome
few
to
days
my
ago.
live stream. Stream like गरिदिनु है. Oh, go, Chande.
Defeat resulted in a stealing
2
shot
runs.
from the coach, just for everyone to sort of recalibrate. So easy for some of these players to get caught up in the momentum, caught up in the atmosphere with all of the hype. It is a global showpiece event. So we just wanted everyone, Stuart Law, to get back grounded.
Oh,
Gotta race to the rope. A little bit fortunate from our
okay.
first
Where
round.
are you from? I'm from Nepal. And where are you from?
It's really wonderful to see everything that goes their way. They're on their feet. They're celebrating despite what the score is. They take every little win.
Oh,
And that's what they bring to world cricket, Nepal. That is what we love to see.
I'm from
There's
Malaysia.
a little bit of a shift for Jason Holder getting a little
From Malaysia?
A fine light. He is so quick, he gets on. And I agree with what you said about Stuart Law. I think he's done the right thing.
where?
Definitely in Nepal's training session yesterday, where he gave them a little bit of the Sir Alex Ferguson treatment. There was a bit of the hairdryer for the players,
Really?
and then in the media conference that followed it up, he spoke very strongly. It's that elite winning Australian mentality that the Nepal fans enjoy. Hasn't had the desired effect yet. Can his batters turn it around, get them up to something they might dream of defending? Best over the innings so far for Nepal. 9 come from it. Halfway stage, 42 for 4.
Nepal, 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 Nepal. Everyone says just Nepal. What is today? Nepal can win.
Tesco Whoosh. Store to door from as little as 20 minutes. Because going to the shops isn't everyone's bag.
Everyone like my live stream. Come on, let's go.
15 of the last 2 overs.
10 ओभरमा 42 रन त्यो पनि 4 विकेट गएर
West Indies, predominantly
What a
by pace.
play Nepal.
Ford was outstanding, he scored out.
अस्तिको र इटली र इटलीको गेमदेखि त के हो खराब भइरहेछ No.
Was out in the middle. A bunch of bats. Still look like toothpicks in his hand.
That's in any form, to be honest. And the bats have gotten a little bit. I mean, I was a part of the brigade when the bats
83?
started to get hold of the big man ball.
83 100
But like,
Just going to say it. Said they've gotten bigger, but you were part of the brigade when they were big as well. You're better than small bats, guys.
they've been worn about, which was massive. I think that was the catalyst to get the standardized measurements. It's ridiculous. The bats are getting better and better. There's been a chat about. We're making a move to the wood.
Oh,
It's an edge, but it flies before. And the Lankiddy, filled with the emotion, finds its voice again.
4 run.
Anyway, will be punished. Just outside the line of ball stuff. Maybe 6 stuff. Rash. Using all the extra pace that Shamar Joseph provides. These fans will be
Focus, boom, ba, bam, bam, boom, bam, bam, bam.
Well, that might have hit something as it hit glove. West Indies ask. The
Oh,
umpire's given it. Oh, just like that, just as they were fighting a way back in this innings. Shamar Joseph strikes. Lokesh Baum is gone.
huh? Wicked.
That's really
What?
nice to ball Shamar Joseph. Extra pace from straight.
Oh,
Just as the line is gone straight and dropped in for room. And using that
Glove.
extra pace now, just catching the glove on the way through the shot. Yeah, well past him before he was through the shot, hitting the glove as opposed to the middle. As a result, Lokesh Baum is gone. 46 for 5 Nepal.
what? No way. 46 5 wicket. 5 वटा विकेट गइसक्यो. इजी विन. के भन्ने यार. Swampal Cam?
Lost half their side, Nepal, they're in trouble.
Ulchanja.
Full left-hander in this batting lineup. Just about half the innings still to play. It's a good option from Shamar Joseph, the unmanned Ulchanja, part of their under-19 setup. It's got a high ceiling. What's his temperament like? West Indies on top and Hope on the attack with the man in the slip cordon now. Just a second.
के खेलेको नेपालले यार.
I've actually been impressed with Hope's captaincy today. He's gone against the norm for a lot of things. You don't normally see resisted OT. Shamar Joseph to be a bit more attacking with the field that he set. Was a mediatic in the circle from leg and square leg back. Gives him the freedom to be able to run up ball deliveries that go short and threatening. Using that extra pace to catch the glove. But not before bowling all
No,
four
no,
in
no.
the first time since 2007. But that's done with the West Indies. OT not bowling until he did. Had a chance. Feels like good chaos that all West Indies fans will love to see. End of 11, 46 for 5.
सोचेको पनि किनभने नेपालले यस्तो गेम खेल्छ. थैट.
It's almost like Ulchanja was unaware of that fielder there. He thought he was off. Not only was he behind the gully, it was follow-up. Roston chasing point. That would have been out with a direct hit. Not much to write home
के
about.
खेलेको के खेलेको
Inserted in by the opposition.
के खेलेको.
Against Italy. That was a complete contrast. Most thrilling batting display in their opening game against England. Udikesh Moti. Oh yes, boy. An eye on Moti's pace here. Nepal.
सक्दैन नेपालले ब्याटिङ गरेर अनि सक्दैन.
Spin. He gets it in excess of 90. That first ball was 80. That's evidence of how good Nepal are against spinning, particular defender Singh Ali. First 6 of the innings.
एउटा 6 हान्यो है दिपेन्द्रले.
A familiar sight for many a Nepalese fan. Pinjar Singh Ali putting on his dancing shoes and hoisting a spinner back over his head for 6. 86 meters deep.
think it's time Moti sets him up for the quicker one. 50's come up as well. It's time. I think Harry might have to take on the spinner here. Otherwise, this innings is under threat of going nowhere. Just a little bit of pressure. Try a counter-attack is set now. 25 balls. He's one of the key players in the opposition. This is clean striking. Again, that was around 81 k's per hour. It's the kind of spin that Nepal's batters in this tournament are striking 140 against. The minute the spinners bowl it quick, above that 90 k's per hour, the average drops to 4, strike rate 53. They've lost 7 wickets. So that's an area that they'll have to work on. Quick spin. Moti more than capable. Terrific volleyball to Bethel.
That's an interesting start because the pitch, it looks as though the pitch is favouring slower spin. So how do you plan as a bowler? Do you always work with the conditions or what become? Or the opposition don't want you to bowl. So you just need to see how Monty goes through his full repertoire, whether it be finger spin or wrist spin, and the pace that he bowls. Because he had a 12 and 54 people back.
नेपालको गेम देखेर यार म त
From the world's biggest series to the most thrilling Sky originals,
निन्द्रा पो लाग्छ हैन
Entertainment always say best of Sky into your Sky remote now.
Superstar back home in Nepal is again very set a high standard in the field right from game 1. And Nathir Ford, after bowling 3 overs at that time, focused sharp, bright sunshine, never easy. Made it look easy, to be honest. You know, he's on his way down. Now Austin Chase. These two, Moti one end and Chase the other, turned out to be surprising heroes. Just subverting whatever due factor there was the other night and effectively sealing the deal along with Akil Hussain in an England game.
Don't really talk about West Indies and spin, talk about West Indies spin better. We seldom talk about West Indies spinners running through a batting unit, so it was good to see. I would say, to be fair to them, there's no mystery. It was just good planning, good skill, good discipline, and they got just reward for what ended up being a sensational performance.
Of course, big legend and figure of folklore, 71 Test series where India won famously Sunil Gavaskar's debut. It was a game that Clive Lloyd chose to field multiple spinners, and India chased successfully in the highest score at the time. So, I'm not playing spin again. It's time to introduce the quartet of fast bowling. And come to a T20 World Cup in India and Sri Lanka. Players like Roston Chase are more valuable. Up against it, so the way we took on Moti for a similar sort of plan against Roston Chase, what are his options? He's a prolific 6-hitter wins, he's found his mojo. This is a good line of attack for an off-spinner to come around the wicket, brings the LBW into play. Smart bit of work. Sheo, not easy those.
Austin Chase does that, tries to get that one just fired into leg stump, get out of the over with a single or a dot.
Anticipated the batter to give him the charge. Five from Roston Chase's first over. Nepal 59 for 5.
$59 for 5.
the heroes of this tournament. It's terrific that Nepal, for all their games here in Mumbai, support is strong. With real colour, excitement to the occasion. Akhil Hussein's back.
Yeah, one thing about fans, I think would say is a space for their team to grow is that hitting ability. So we look at the end of second grade, say necessarily a power hitter. But he has a six-hitter, six sixes on the game before. I think when you look into plan, someone at the other end who should Jack is someone who can be molded into that type of modern or on the scene. Have a look at not much going for it. Chandra is someone who can mold into being that all-rounder that Jason Holder can be a type player. He also knows where to be proficient with the ball, but also finish innings. He is a batter, not just a hitter.
At the moment, I think the man in charge in the middle is Irene. He's saying just get me on strike. Otherwise, the left is on spinner bowling. More than a case for Gulshan Jha to try and take him down from the leg side. Just 6 overs to go after this. I feel like something's going to give now.
So it looks like Gulshan Jha sitting to the slightly bigger side to the leg side. But you have to say that this is his matchup. Can you give him license to go after Akhil Hussain for all? Try to get any bit of momentum that you can get into the innings. Just pushing and prodding along the singles won't get you to a score that you can fight and defend.
$100 पनि हुँदैन कि आज त
Rising to T8, more than 50% of the innings that even able to find single. That's how good the West Indies have been. Real stranglehold applied. Took an age to come down.
Wow.
6
high 6.
68 for 5. 6 overs to go. We'd love to see more of that.
This is what the Nepal fans want to see. Left arm batter, left arm spinner, take him downtown. He's on bended knee, hoisted high and handsome. It takes us nicely into the drinks break. End of 14, 68 for 5.
Made for making dreamy bedrooms a reality. Get up to 7 years interest-free credit on our stylish, space-saving fitted bedrooms. Wren. Made for living.
Life moves fast, and sometimes skin ages even faster. Time to rewind. New Nivea Cellular Age Rewind Serum with new ingredient Chipitili works with skin to help rewind the visible signs of skin aging.
अच्छा नेपालले कतिको टार्गेट दिला
Nivea Cellular Age Rewind Serum.
100
This is a new era of skincare. Nivea is for skin.
I've had my bike commandments. Plus it's free to sell on eBay and I got a really good price. When it's this easy to sell for free, you can't help but say when it's eBay.
100 नि हानेन भने त के हो यार
Wouldn't it be nice if life had a little more lift? Elevate Elevate your everyday with David Lloyd clubs.
Setting the right mood at home shouldn't be fussy or complicated. Try Airwick Essential Mist. It effortlessly creates relaxing ambience, wrapping you in amazing fragrance to complete the moment. Now that's a breath of fresh Airwick.
I'm trying to bring back the great British holiday. Travel vested in the caravan park.
Shut up.
I don't know how I'm going to do it. I've no idea.
How about your bill? Don't risk my money.
Sports day costs 10 grand.
Well, that was quite a reasonable number.
I've reputation.
How many BAFTA winners have done this?
Spoil that.
Oh, yes. For my sanity.
Can I do it? In this one I've got. It seems impossible to me.
The Giant Caravan Park starts the 24th of February on Sky One.
Good chat. The head coach and double World Cup winning captain Aaron Sammy. Done all the hard work for West Indies, but Nepal now eye and acceleration in these overs.
68 4 6 over 6 over मा कति हान्ला अब बाँकी 6 over छ
Clean strike.
6 over मा
High.
100 plus त हुनुपर्ने हो केही
The stands. Happy to continue with the spin of chase, and Irie might fancy his chances as well. Keep an eye out. Fielders deep on the leg side.
I think this should be a good battle.
नेपालले टार्गेट कतिको दिला आज
Should not have my deep mid wicket is off 10 because no proficiently Nepalese batters are
So
between
30.
the wickets. However, that should be a
30 more, 30,
30
30 more, 30.
You have to go big
30
in this over. Grant to give Chase the first
200.
couple balls because it's beginning after a water break. He has to get going.
And on that note, Carlos Chase is firing it in now. 12.5, first one, similar the second. Now consolidation. Would have liked it perhaps at a higher pace, but they lost wickets, 3 already. So one good thing for Nepal is they just lost the 2. Just as runs to be out for Lokesh Baum, gloved one on the leg side. Wilson Jack would have been run out without scoring. It was a terrific scoring shot.
Yeah, I think when they get in those positions in the future, they'll learn how to score while consolidating. It doesn't necessarily mean one or the other. So less dots, more sixes, more beautiful sixes, just like that. Don't want bended knee and high and hoisting. They run very well between the wickets. How can they stop the dot balls?
Nice fielding, nice fielding, nice fielding. Western Indians, nice fielding.
There's more evidence of it.
West Indians.
And Kilo Sen providing impetus for the bowling side in the launch phase, and then they had to consolidate. It's good quiet over building here from Boston Chase. There's 5 to go after this. Still at less than 5 and over. Got to try and push and get in and over now. Get to
1-6
something.
last ball 6 goals भन्छ 6 would I take oh shit
Boston Chase.
bored out brother
So smart. Wilson Joe went big again. It was a big swing and a miss. And his innings is over now.
Boston chasing the game again. Keeps it very simple, very clever. A little bit of pace off. Top of off and middle. In the old adage, you miss, I hit.
hi hi hi
Ball for 11, Nepal.
welcome how are you that just like that what do you mean that आज नेपाल र वेस्ट इन्डिजको गेम के भन्नु म What a play, Nepal. Oh my god. Wow.
Sampal Kami. Into the gap, but not powerfully enough. Interesting, Irie is so fast, as we've all known, Samuel Badri. Look at this one.
The last ball of the over, looking to target the stumps from Ruston Chase. And this is what he adds to this team. He has a lot of control in what he does, quietly efficient.
Finds the gap, it was to hit Myers right the ball before, now to his left like a jet.
Yeah, precision, absolute precision. Teasing Hetmyer in the deep, but manufacturing that room. Ball on the line of the stump, so not together. A bad delivery, but excellent batsmanship.
Over 2 here, that's 1 1/4 if you come back. First Nepalese cricketer to play in all 3 men's ICC T20 World Cup. Sampal Kami.
I really like the flexibility with which the West Indies have operated today in terms of their bowling changes, and the way that Shea Hope has really utilized the resources that he has available. Now he wants Shimon Hetmyer, who's on that point boundary, to go all the way back, so he can't be beaten left or right for 4.
See how he closes out the over, Akil Hussain. I was disappointed with his last ball of the previous over to Gulshan Jah. He bowled quickly into the pitch, and then the last ball he tried to buy a wicket by flighting the last ball. He was thumped for 6. I want to see if they go pace after this, because Holder and Shamar Joseph have overs left as well. Better closing out of the over and the spell for Akil Hussain. 1 for 30 of his 4. Will there be pace now? 82%.
Yeah, just absolutely wonderful to see these fans follow this team. They've been based here in Mumbai, so that helps, but they've come in their numbers, young and old, but the passion is quite evident.
Tough day for Nepal's fans. Shamar Joseph back into the attack. That's what he did so well against England in the previous game here. In fact, his last 2 overs, Shamar Joseph, I think he went all attempted Yorkers. Not suggesting he does that today, but he's been working on these Yorkers. And particularly at the end, he didn't nail all of them, but he was right up there with great control and consistency, simple plan, and it bore great fruit for him and the West Indies. The Yorker is a thing that still has value. alternative.
Yeah, coming into this World Cup, many people argue that their bowling was the weaker of the two suits, particularly their depth bowling. But they've shown so far that they've adapted well, they've planned well, they have good skill set, and they've been able to hold their own. All of them today have looked exceptional. Moti was brilliant against England as well.
Drawn to it, he's missed his length slightly, and Shankar Kami has climbed all over it.
Yeah, this is part of the process, isn't it? If you miss your length, you're looking for the Yorker. This can sometimes happen. He missed it by some distance there as well. Ended up being a ball in the slot.
Nobody feels like sound. So it's straight. It should have been one.
And so it's really wonderful if you're a West Indian supporter to see how the bowling has performed, the bowling defense has performed so far under the astute leadership of Ravi Rampal. The planning has been good, but more importantly, they've bought into the plans.
Talented Walker again, good on that occasion, and he has to be straight because, as we mentioned, 4 deep fielders leg side. Mario Shepherd with a 5-wicket haul and 6. Jason Holder, I suspect, will be into the attack next over. And what he's done is that he's used round the wicket quite often. I mentioned in the build-up to the World Cup, no wrist spinner, Moti's bowling wrist spin. Left arm seamer not in, use the angle from round the wicket as well as over. And the Pinja Singer reading the sky, closing out the over 10 off it, 92 for 6.
That was hit with a lot of ferocity, authoritative. Didn't bother to move. Just look at this how it flew off the bat. Power. Raw power. And if you look at the bowler as well, wonderful ball striking.
Jason Holder into the attack to try to finish the innings with a deep backward point and a deep extra cover or point just in front of square. So it gives him the option left of that fielding graphic of going wide above stump if he wants to the bigger side, bigger square boundary. But he's also sort of given to mixing it up, Jason Holder. Let's go wide of your stump, just one.
It's so important that you bowl to your field as well. It has the mid-off in position, so the length is quite crucial. Can't afford to bowl full with that line. So into the surface, and as you mentioned, he does have options. And also go for the straight Yorker because he has long on. Has to be accurate though.
Only one. When we're talking about fast bowling and the ability to land on the balls of the feet as Shamar, Joseph does, the quickest up there, Jason Holder as well. Matthew Ford lands on his heels. And we talk about a sound called papa, with the back foot bend, the front foot landing. which is critical to the fastest bowlers, where they land almost on the balls of the feet as opposed to the heel, which sucks the energy out of the runner slightly. You want to get off your back foot onto your front foot quickly. Everyone's different. Up Matthew Ford, stay away. Nice shot. Important runs being added here by Irene Sompal-Kani. 25 from 15.
Yeah, this one is awareness from the batter. He knows the length or predicts the length. But look at where he tries to hit it. The fielder mid-off, so he knows that he just has to clear that fielder. There is protection square, not on screen there. So he goes straighter, much straighter. Really good batting.
Top class, absolutely outstanding from Sompal-Kani. 100 up.
You just listen to them celebrate. The hundreds of them who are in. Yeah, the ability to hit this ball that far in front of square. Slow ball, yes, but he has to keep his power behind the shot. Because there are two fielders who, as I mentioned, deep point, deep third. Now there's a shift, he goes a lot straighter.
This is bleeding runs here with some excellent stroke play for the man who's come back into the team today, Sompal-Kani.
Of fours. Exactly what they needed. This is the impetus, the acceleration, and again he's targeting one area. Does Shehu make a change now? Does he set that mid-off back to take nothing away from this ball striking? 19 from 9, yes, celebrate, enjoy.
Is lightning. 16 off the over, 108 for 6.
That is the first one, cornered over middle. And again, but this time over extra cover, even with there's protection there. And then again, so he's peppered to that offside region. Most expensive over of the innings. And some distance as well. Good finish. Can they finish strongly?
Shamar Joseph to bowl the penultimate over. He tried to change it up. 4 deep fielders, leg side, slightly bigger boundary. Now he'll track it down and get a couple.
20 runs in the last 13 deliveries or so. Still have an over after this one. And they get up close to that 140 mark. They have memories of defending a few months ago when they played the West Indies. But they need something on the board.
Coming back to trouble. Oh, bad throw. Bad throw. Shehu tried to cover the stumps, and a more accurate throw might have been the end.
I'm not sure what he was trying to do here. Shamar Joseph got quickly to the ball. It was a no man's land. wonder if he could have thrown to Sheikh Hope, who could have then effected the run out. And they had that much time. Yeah, acknowledging that just there.
Oh, goodness. It would have only been one anyway. It was going straight out to Matthew Ford. But the interesting area is won it for his comfort.
A really good bowling though from Shamar Joseph, looking to go into that block hole so that batters can't get the elevation that they're searching for at this phase of the innings. You just need to miss one and disappear, so he has to be switched on to all 6 deliveries.
Very good. All the way for 6. And a half-century of some quality for the Kindred Singh Ivory. Only the second 50 by a Nepalese batter in ICC Men's T20 World Cups.
Well, Andrew Leonard gave us that stat earlier. Spoke about batsmanship in the global showpiece event. What an innings it was. Standing ovation.
Brilliant work down there by Akil Hussain. They still get a couple, but the runs are flowing here at the back end.
And what a moment. Only the second of this big stage, half-century that is. And what a way to get it as well against the quickest bowler from the West Indies. Approbations from everyone.
Magnificent! 50 partnership comes up. Biggest over of the innings, 18 of it. 1-2-6 for 6.
What a stroke. 44 runs in the last 2 overs. You don't see that too often against high quality pace. Deposited with a lot of disdain. Yeah, he's shot. That was an authoritative strike.
Experience continues for Shamar Joseph, whose Lotus was good last game. Somehow, and interesting area, giving joy to the fans. Last over of the innings. They bring energy, they bring a crowd. The two-time champions against Nepal who are looking for their first points. This ground is a buzz. Look at this crowd, listen to this crowd.
It changes his angle round the wicket. That half-mentioned plan that he goes to.
Hasn't hit it. The change of angle immediately was
Wicket.
into the legs. Silence.
He gets a pat on the back from his teammate. What an innings, what an effort that was. Nowhere near the middle of the bat. And they thought he had it, but he didn't. And the excitement to dismay. Comfortable catch for Rothman Powell. Another wicket falls, another wicket for Jason Holder. Well played, 58, 1-2-7 for 7.
Karan.
It's an angle that Jason Ola uses quite often actually with Karen PC. It's maybe wide.
This is the reason why we see
Karan ya. Listen.
seat delivery from now and we can hit it high up on the bat. You see an interesting start coming through 2024 T20 World Cup. Attempted Yorkers by the West is 25%. This year so far, 67% attempted.
Look at the square leg umpire, but I think they might discuss it. I think it was dropping. Below waist high. I know the Nepalese are told they review it. Karen KC wants a review of it actually. Yeah, Karen KC's asked for a review for the height of it as it arrived at him from Jason Ola.
On-field decision, fair delivery. I checked about it, fair delivery. You get the best side angle. You get the side on angle, it's definitely below the waist. Fair delivery. Run ground.
The umpire Alex Walser is coming back over the wicket to Sulpal Khanna. Smash away the toe of the bat. Two oldest players in the Nepalese outfit, the crease.
Another one of those attempting goals by Jason Ola. Really interesting to see. Exponential increase from 25% a couple of years ago, 67% so far.
Very good. They might look for two. The two oldest guys, can they get there? Their dual legs have run up and down for two. It's not the Pindra. It's Sulpal Khanna and Karen KC. Saying, oh no, pretty good coming up. Very tight, Jason Holder is wondering what's going on. Jason Holder has been react. It's the first point of contact. It's deemed a no ball. That's why I said it was tight.
No ball.
First point of contact. Free hit. Jason Holder's not pleased, but he has jury bowl.
Very tight indeed, but this is not what you want at any stage of the innings, but particularly now. We've seen some expensive no balls already in this tournament. Free hit coming up.
These Yorkers on target every day, but we have to applaud the West Indies for working assiduously in practice sessions on something that has been a weakness. And someone like Jason Holder, it's taken him a while to buy into this actually. He likes what he saw into the pitch. That has been his go-to. And now he's shifted to those Yorkers. Last ball, round the wicket. anyway, power failure and taken. So a nice little comeback in this game by Jason Holder. Wasn't at his best last game, 4 for 27 of his 4 overs. The Giant has delivered, even if runs have flowed a bit at the back end.
Yeah, not the height, not the distance that he was after. The West Indian catching efficiency has been quite high. Their fielding has been commendable in this tournament to date. And Nepal, they end on 133 for 8.
Good work up front with the ball. Matthew Ford bowling his 4 on the reel. Coming back into the team for Shepherd, and Jason Holder finishing up things very well. Well done to Matthew Ford, 23-year-old. 1 for 10 off his 4. Akil Hussain started well.
Yeah, wonderful bowling power play from the West Indies. Picked up 3 wickets for just 22. It was the last few overs ago where they went at 13s, where Nepal were able to get.
I used to watch him a lot as a kid, so you know that's where I got it from. It's something that just comes natural. I've been doing it from youth cricket.
All right, happy with the score? Think batters can chase this down?
Yeah, if we turn up to the ground and asked us if we wanted to bowl out Nepal for restrict Nepal for 130, I think we would take that any given day.
Well, superbly bowled. I'll let you get in the shade now. Well done, Matthew.
Thank you.
Good to see Matthew Ford back on the field, doing well. The West Indies, to confirm qualification, need to get 134 from their 20 overs. We'll take a short break and be back with more here tonight. This is our year. So we're here at the Watkins Stadium. That is one for Akil Hussain. Come back with the pickup and gone. One more and we touch the sky.
That's evidence of how good bowling.
Absolutely outstanding.
नेपालले कस्तो बलिङ गर्ला यार
It's great to be connected while playing, but not all the time.
Vitality is your health's best friend. They give you half-price gym membership, then they reward you with treats! Like up to 20% off hotels and Expedia. And free cinema tickets! Treats! I'm rather fond of them, aren't you? Vitality, your health's best friend.
Trust the England. Hah? Left. Yeah. Saya tengah-tengah game Nepal. So live show. Yes, live show. Welcome to my live. Manis.
2025, and again you can see why his fielders had to make the cut sublimely well. They were perfect, in fact, and even Aaron Casey's broad shoulders unable to muscle it over long off from the final delivery. A big smile from the Barbadian. Why not? Because he's right up towards the top of the wicket taker list. Shelby Van Schalkwijk is still top, the American. Certainly will continue to rise up those rankings. You would think outstanding from him yet again today.
Tak ada. Saya tak suka tidur petang. Saya tak boleh.
Certainly sense.
Saya malam je boleh tidur.
Despite the fact it's the most beautiful days Nepal have been.
Saya tidur awal pukul 10.30 11 saya sudah mengantuk. Ayo.
It was a big toss this morning. The pitch certainly did more than enough for the seamers.
Okay, Nepal ko bowling.
Have to be at their absolute best. They do have the experience of beating the West Indies before. That was twice in charge.
Kस्तो होला नेपालको bowling आज.
This is altogether different. This is the T20.
Low target भयो भने हेरौँ न bowling.
On the biggest of stages, 20 teams fighting out for that one trophy. And Nepal are going to have to turn it all around to stay alive in this competition. Otherwise, they will be knocked out. Flip side of things for the West Indies, they win, they will be guaranteed a Super 8 spot. A perfect slate of 3 from 3, and just Italy to come.
Bawa ada kunci.
Quite brilliant. There's more than a shade of a decade ago where they were the champions. Never lost a game here at the Wankhede in the T20 World Cup. They played 3, they won 3. England twice, and India in that famous semi-final a decade ago.
नेपालले bowling कस्तो गर्छ अब साथीहरु panas tadi macam nak hujan sekarang dah panas.
West Indies, particularly with this steady opening pairing of Brandon King and Captain Shea Hope, will be thinking maybe trying to do what Italy did just a few days ago and chase this comfortably. For Nepal, their spinners have been ineffective, which has been a big surprise given the pitches have turned here at the Wankhede at the ground, so their seamers may have to be the ones who need to find early inroads. Can they get past Brandon King or Shea Hope early? Andrew Leonard here alongside Carlos Brathwaite for the first 5 overs. Carlos, firstly, good afternoon to you. Credit to Nepal, but the West Indies, well, quite brilliant in that first innings.
Yeah, almost a game with 2 halves, and I know that's a cliche. Innings of 2 halves, sorry. First 10 overs, West Indies were all over Nepal.
Let's go, Nepal.
The second 10 overs, and maybe even the last 5.
Koran Kisi.
The last 10.
First over.
Really start to blossom and fear to Nepal. They've given
First
themselves a
over,
chance.
2 wickets.
It's a slight chance, and if West Indies back the way they've been batting in the first 2 games, they have to back West Indies all the way, but Nepal just a little bit of a chance going up to 1-2-3.
134th target.
Yeah, it's a real outside chance, to be honest, but early wickets, you never know. So Scotland pick up a couple early. The power play versus England, best try to Casey this side. Not there, because that is a back foot punch.
First ball, choker.
And it races to the rope. Trademark Brandon King.
First ball, choker.
Oh, so beautiful from Brandon. Top of the box. Aesthetically pleasing. Water in is off to a start.
Just a fraction short, and a big gap between the man at point and cover. Finds it expertly. Nepal have to be impeccable, they have to be perfect here, otherwise they're out of the tournament. Certainly, they weren't perfect against Italy. They hope to cross the 5,500 runs in the T20 format. He needs 9, and KC to get 200 across ODI and T20I cricket. He needs 3. Hope to get them early. Big rallying call wasn't there from Stuart Law to his team to ignore the noise on social media and be better, play their brand of cricket. They don't have the total they would like. Can they find a way to show their best across this next hour?
Yeah, it worked under Stuart Law. One thing that worked was brutal honesty. I think when you come to know him, you appreciate that honesty. However it's delivered is coming from a good place for the benefit of your career and you as a person. I just hope that the Nepalese players will have taken it on board. It's a lot of hype, it's a lot of potential distraction when you go from being underdogs to being everyone's favourite second team. How can you handle that? You need to drill down, focus on your processes and take care of the cricket. The cricket will take care of you.
You were there, weren't you? In November, you also was commentating that Unity Cup in September. It is inspirational, isn't it? Their love for cricket, their joy, the general Nepalese population, their verve for life. But with that enthusiasm comes over-enthusiasm sometimes.
Yeah, and I didn't expect to see it against Italy, don't get me wrong. Kudos to Italy for what they did. But it felt as though our players were a little bit overconfident. So when you spend all your life being the underdog, you have to pick yourself up for every single game. This is the game you have to make a statement. And you get so close against England. The world loves you. Social media is full with messages and love. To pick yourselves up then and almost go into the game against Italy as overwhelming favourites, I don't think they handled that well going into the game. And Italy played the best game, one of the best games. They played a good game of cricket and the power from short. And all of a sudden it's a wake-up call. Momentum lost.
Good finish to the over after the boundary from first ball. 6 for 0.
The steel pan in the background, the beaches, the Bob Marley Museum, the coastline. A little bit homesick, but Shea Hope and his boys aren't. He's the bottom champion in 2012 and 2016, and Shea Hope and his band of brothers will love to write their own piece of history and legacy in 2026.
Certainly a real opportunity for the West Indies. Brink of getting a spot in the Super 8 for third. They can close out a victory today, chasing some of the par total. But it will be a lot more than that they would like. Mr. Sperry just needs a bit of treatment, so he's very briefly off the field. The last thing they need is Irene not be available to bowl his overs. Cammy recalled to the side, excellent with the bat. What can he do with the ball? Starts a little bit over-enthusiastically. Back in 2016, do you have any advice for those Nepal players who are dealing with that kind of adoration on social media? With when you were champions, as oh dear, it was very over-enthusiastic. As Cammy does overstep to go with it, disastrous start for him.
No ball.
Means a free hit can follow. Definitely just raced in a fraction too quick. Means that King will have a free hit to target anywhere he wants. Have to bowl that again. The ball actually hasn't changed, even though it could with a different batter on strike.
The question to yourself, you're more student of the game than I am. The batter changed, so the field can change. And now you hold the first ball to the new batter with this field and it's a wide. Can you not change the field, or are you blocked?
No, I believe so. I believe he could still drop long on back, bring deep square leg in if he wanted. He does have the right field in place. So getting back to that point, Ian, I suppose, how did you deal with both the positive side of social media, but then what we've seen the Nepal players have to deal with in this last few days, the negative?
I struggle with it, being honest. You go from, as I say, the underdog and struggling to even be relevant to all of a sudden everyone knows your name and there's that level of positivity and whatnot. And I wish I had someone there who could kind of guide me. Since 10 years ago, social media and social media management and that type of thing wasn't a thing as it is now. There are full brands on social media. So there is that. There is, you are a personal brand whether you like it or not. How can you take care of the day job, which is cricket? You train hard, you eat well, you sleep well, you put everything into the game that you need to do and allow the game on the back end to repay and to reward you without seeking and searching it out too much and then getting distracted from the main task at hand. I think that is the main challenge for this generation.
Finds the gap. And finds four. Deeds to the sparing dive of Gulshan Jan right on top of the fence again and well put away.
Class. Absolute class from Shehu. It's a packed offside field. There's a short third, there's a point very, very far behind, almost a deep gully, and then a square point. So effectively 2.5 points. And with surgical precision, he's picked the gap.
Pulled just short. It's the subfielder Jordan who's on mid on, and he would have felt as though just for a moment he was in the game. It rushed him. It's that skiddy pace that Songpal County has.
Yeah, I think skiddies might not be unlocked on the guns. 120, and that one 131. So it's not the fastest without increasing 2 Ks and then short stature kind of rush it up.
I think it's interesting what you're saying there, that it's your balls. Yes, direct feedback, somewhat ruthless nature. He's done such a good job, hasn't he, building on the wonderful groundwork that Monty Asai laid for the team. Occasionally, even a modern player needs, well, a harsh word towards them as well, that clean and honest feedback. Guys, that was not good enough a few days ago against Italy. We played a 2 out of 10 game, not us. Big appeal from Cammy. Is this going over the top? You would think so with the extra pace. He is very skiddy, and they do have 2 reviews, so they'll have a think about it. But Cammy is saying, don't think so. So we'll get us to the end of the second. 15 for nothing. The beauty and the history of Nepal, the Durbar squares across the 3 cities that make up the capital, Kathmandu, not just Kathmandu, but Lalitpur and Bhaktapur, all the UNESCO World Heritage sites across the beautiful country, and of course the Himalayas that attract people from every corner of the world. Carlos, I think I'm right in what I'm saying. Your first landing into Kathmandu, you got greeted, didn't you, with the most spectacular of sights. Just breathtaking, isn't it, when you come in and see the Himalayas on every side?
Yeah, it's a beautiful place to be a part of. Obviously, beautiful people as well. So hospitality stood up for me. Not an adventure guy, but yes, you look across the mountain range, and yeah, it's a marvel to behold. I'm not sure I'll go hiking. I'd much rather see it on YouTube and on screens, but it is a picture of beauty.
did get you up to a rooftop next to Patan Durbar Square. We got those lovely views of the Himalayas. Stunning place, the Kathmandu Valley. Good stop, good hands, much cleaner. Nepal were nowhere near their best in the field across the first 2 games. They'll need to be impeccable today.
Just a look back at the shot last over. Good decision not to review. Probably impact. Just along the line, almost on Paris call. Shehok was caught in the offside off Jafar Archer versus India. Nepal has ensured that their reinforcements, their 3 square fouls, a short third, and an extra cover, all told 6 in the offside ring.
Just a sort of old school club cricket field, isn't it? You think about your kind of medium pace bowler who never strays towards the stumps or outside the leg stump. 6-3 offside field. I think the plan is just to try and frustrate one of these West Indian batters into doing something silly.
I'd like to see how Shehok counteracts it, because him and Brian McKing are the 2 that you normally call your bankers. You're sure that these 2 will perform, and then you're kind of asking Hetmeyer, Robin Paul and Sheffield to chip in. It's been the other way around, with those 3 being the consistent ones. So how can these 2, not with the best form behind them, show the type of intent that West Indies would need from them if West Indies are to go far in the World Cup? With a proposition similar to this, are you going to walk down to the border? Are you going to walk across? How can you counteract this? Because they won't be chasing 134 every day. So will they go the route of showing intent, and this is how we mean to go on? Or is it stay in the here and now, get to 134, and let whatever else may be come when it does?
Work off his own bowling. One small factor, albeit small, is the fact there aren't really any net run rate permutations for the West Indies. They win, they're through. And it's not like you carry your points through like we see in some of the other formats. We saw down in the 19s World Cup, for example. So they chase this in the 20th over or the 12th. It doesn't actually matter for the West Indies. They're through, they'll have booked their Super 8 spot. They'll be dreaming about advancing that, parlaying that into a semi and maybe even another final appearance. The 2-time world champions. And I wonder, is that somewhat dictating and guiding this cautious approach to begin with?
I just wonder, just from the psychological aspect, if you do get to 50 or let's say 45, 50 balls, how much of that innings do you take? And if you remember back to 2016, we lost at Afghanistan, we've already been through. And Chris Gayle missed that game so everyone else could get his debut, and he had the opportunity to, and he gave us a right telling off afterward, because it's all about keeping the standards as high as possible, regardless of opposition, regardless of situation. Act as though you're mean to all is essentially the message from him, and he felt as though we dropped the ball, we dropped the intensity, dropped the standard, and let Afghanistan in.
Glorious. It's the picture-perfect straight drive from the technician, Shehok. 21 for that.
From as little as 20 minutes, because going to the shops isn't everyone's bag.
I'm sure there's many better batters in the world to watch than Shehok. Not just in the white ball game, they're back in the test match setup, of course, as well. He's both charismatic, passionate with his leadership. He's a very intelligent, thinking cricketer. Probably no one I actually admire more in this modern West Indies side than him. At his best yet again. Sampal Kami will be taken out of the attack that Yadav they'll turn to. There isn't really the same scales of movement or or difficulty in the surface that we saw with the new ball in the first innings. It's just after 1 p.m. now. 11 a.m. start, remember. It's only been a change of pace just to seize Brandon King.
I did mention how important the toss would be. It was a little sticky. This is a picture of beauty. Last ball, last over. They talk about the toss and how important the toss would be and having been inserted. So obviously they had batted 15 overs, whereas the West Indies get there for a quarter 20 just because of the sticky nature of that 11 o'clock start. Not as true a pitch as it would be now.
Once again, not necessarily sure this is required from Brandon King. Why has he changed his approach from the first 3 overs?
I just wonder if it's the chat that we need to do better as a team in the power play. How can we do that? And if he feels this is his best mode, it may not have come off just yet.
Do you mean pre-game chat or in the middle now between him and home?
Yeah, probably pre-game. Probably it has been something that I don't know, just speculating. They didn't have the best power play between them against Scotland, and maybe it's something that they've identified that they need to get better to goalkeeper. This is his way of attacking that power play.
Take on a single, it's quick enough. So perhaps an indication that, okay, for today, it doesn't matter if they're 40 for none or 40 for 1, because they should get this total, but for the Super 8 challenges that lay ahead, they've got to get off to a better start, because it's been the middle order that's been the story. Hetmar, Rutherford, that's all.
Yeah, and I don't think that you can have both of these guys consolidating in the launch phase. You can't be 33 with a loss, 1 Pope striking at 100, so a ball, Brandon King less than a run a ball. You look to two of the better teams, I think, in the tournament, New Zealand and South Africa. See the totals they're posting power play.
And that'll be 4. Nicely manipulated by Hope, and it's back-to-back boundaries for West Indies captain. Very different shot to the straight drive down the ground, but effective nonetheless.
Yeah, I think slightly rushed, 136 Ks and all. Just enough bat on it, his hit would be happy. Just getting the bottom edge and finding the boundary share hope. Taking no matter how it comes.
It's such a good point to make, Carlos. The difference in approach between, let's say, Finn Allen and Tim Seifert in the power play. To Cocker and Mark Crum for South Africa compared to these two for the West Indies. But equally, that doesn't mean that the West Indies aren't just as threatening a side as those two who are looking good at getting through Group D. Really like the balance of the side from the West Indies. You just sense that there's an awful lot going for them through what was set up to be a very tricky group. England have had several scares already. Nepal pushed them to the brink. Scotland yesterday had them in real trouble at parts of the match in Eden Gardens. The West Indies are just cruising through Group C somehow. Nepal needs something to change. It's 26 for them.
Look at the wicket. Kudos to the ground staff again. Had some quick turnovers from like game to day game to evening game, and then kept the pitches in fine fettle regardless of time. And thank you once again.
And we've used 3 pitches. This is the 5th match of 6 in the group stages here at the Arcade. That's always a good indication, isn't it? They're half and half. One side's batting first and second, so I think the ground staff are going to stick with the same plan. 2 games on each of these pitches. This is the first use, fresh use today, but it's also the first game of the 5 that we've had with an 11 a.m. start. Definitely felt significantly different to the 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. encounters. Change of ends for Sampal Kami. He is cut away again with precision, and Powell might be disappointed here. Didn't get the dive in. And squeezes through for 4.
Yeah, brushed on it a little. Brandon King His moves, his step, moves and shot, but the intent is there. It's not quite full line as yet for him, but the intent is there to get on with it. And just think when you're backing, it just takes one or two deliveries and then that calm starts to return.
For Nepal to defend this total, everything has to go right. And you and I were there in Sharjah when they fielded the perfect game of cricket in that second T20I. I know it's harsh, but Rowan Powell is a gun fielder. He'll back himself to stop that. The dive doesn't come in, it's beaten to his left-hand side, and it races for 4. Get a hand on that, get a stop in, pressure continues to build on King because he was striking only at 80 at the time. Got to leave it all out there, Nepal. Every effort, every sinew. It's a bit more like it. And that has surprised me across the course of this campaign because you, I, the Bishop were all there in Sharjah. In those first 2 games, there was no flukes about those Nepal wins. They deserved to win that series. And the primary reason they won them was that fielding across the first 2 games.
When you look back to that series and you kind of see that Nepal has been on both sides. So underdogs, hungry in Sharjah, West Indies underestimating the side as well. But then you see Nepal against Italy, they were probably guilty of underestimating ever so slightly and being off the game. This is one close to the boundary. That is the type of fielding that you're asking for, Andrew Leonard. Tap the line. They've heard you and they've answered the call.
Much better. And it's a man who's hungry to get into the 11. Remember, it was Jora who made 63 off just 39. That big win, it was a 91 victory. Body on the line, commitment, that's what you expect. It's part of the national identity. Gorakali, fighting spirit. Sampal Kami appreciates it. 2 runs saved. Beautiful. It's the precision placement that makes this stroke. Beats the dive of Ari Sheikh and races for 4 more.
This is a stroke of the highest quality. Calm, timing, placement. And maybe Brandon King's intent needs to be on timing the ball. Because when he does try to thrash at it, he's losing his shape. But when he executes punches like these, my goodness.
4 more, gonna be 14 from the over. As King starts to get into his work, West Indies looking ever so good. Keep it up.
के खेलेको के खेलेको
managed yet in the tournament to fire in a significant way. Brandon King trying to get into his own stride. Shield just standing still. Brandon King trying to assert himself. There's another way to look at it, that they will fire the West Indies hope at some point in time, which would make that middle order even more more potent Western monsoon. If they can spend some time at the pass some deliveries to try to get back into their square.
Yeah, absolutely. And what an opportunity it is for them now. Facing a relatively low total. Definitely noticeable that the surface has got better as time has gone on today. Probably is the best time to bat on the surface. So a real opportunity here to make meaningful contributions. Get their momentum into this World Cup, because as you say, go all the way, they need these two to fire and help support that middle order. The middle order's been brilliant so far. Rutherford, some scintillating knocks, has been brilliant to watch. To get that full batting lineup firing, a team to reckon with.
Just a reminder, the two big fielders are leg side for this final over a power play. Brandon King likes to go, as we've stressed throughout his career, he likes the offside play. So he's trying to give himself that little bit of room by coming down the leg stump to force it through or over the offside, while Nandon is trying to bowl as straight as possible.
We actually saw that as his downfall against England, didn't we? Playing the ball out to a deep point position.
And that's did it. Nandon strikes one down. King has puffed and puffed. Finally spiffed one.
Yeah, just hasn't been able to find his timing all innings, really. And if anything, quite a fitting way to go. It's short, it's probably there to be hit. Doesn't get any of it, really. Michel Patel takes the catch, running backwards at mid-on. West Indies lose their first, 43 for 1. Brandon King goes for 22. That will be drinks.
People's Postcode Lottery, there could be springtime winning for your postcode.
1 wicket.
In our March draws, you could win a share of £17.3 million. 2026. Here I come. This is just next level. For a chance to win, sign up before midnight on the 28th of February. A share of £17.3 million could be yours. Only if your door is in the draw.
Our Villa Plus experts personally select quality villas with private pools for you to enjoy. Book with only a £100 deposit. Villa Plus. It means more.
Send money like a pro with Remitly. The reliable, secure, and fast way to transfer money.
That is clever.
You know what your sister's going to say then?
Oh, it's lush. You don't mind if I get matching one, do you?
With over 80 kitchen styles, find the perfect one for you and feel as proud as a peacock with Gwits. Sale now on.
Enjoy more of the latest blockbusters with Sky Cinema.
More Valentine's weekend. This is absolutely brilliant. Live on Sky Sports.
3 is Shimron Hetmeyer. Has been aggressive in this position. It'll be interesting how he takes on the pace and the length of the deep backward square and the fine leg in place. Will they ball straight at him with that field set?
What's been so notable about his two innings in the World Cup today is the way he started. So aggressive, so intense. Have a look at that dismissal, short into the surface. Brandon King, there's no real timing. It's been the theme of his innings, really. It's his first of the day.
There to give that room and get away with it. Hetmeyer threw his head back because you know Nandan wants to be tighter, maybe middle stump. I think it was Opperton that bowled a slower ball hard length into the pitch that got him going, which teams tend to go at him when he's facing pace.
Immediately timing the ball sweetly. 64 from 36 against Scotland, 23 from 12 against England. He's in good touch.
Power play is now complete, 44 for 1.
From West Indies, some good shots. That one in particular, beautiful timing. Brandon King struggled really to find his timing. Should have been a bit more fluent.
Shanti Blami Channel.
Slip in place. This is where Hetmeyer has been perhaps a little more dominant and he stopped. And they've got very high standards, Nepal, in the field. Feel that he should have done better.
Yeah, and this is all about timing. Shimron Hetmeyer, the low-risk option, straight back past the bowler. Outfield is so quick here, it's a valiant effort. Not enough to prevent the boundary.
Striking it close to 200 so far this year. And those 15 balls. The slip had just been moved out actually. The slip was just moved out and it's gone straight past where he would have been 50 up.
Lamichani, he knows it, he's missed out here. It's beautifully bowled.
direction, particularly the guys who could take ball away from him. It's a real big right arm leg spin to him.
For the wrong end. Sure, shy hope.
Was at the innings. Nepal were 42-4 at the halfway stage of their effort. They were better in the second half. A lot of it courtesy this man, Jiban Singh, who now has ball in hand. No slip. Paul is for two. There was a little stutter from Sheahope, but him and Hetmeyer had to do their own. Singh and race to the other end.
Yeah, it's good energy here. Shimron Hetmeyer. New to the crease. That intent, want to get the momentum going into his innings. Strong running. The line.
He really used the pace. Whether he intended to get it that fine, only Hetmeyer will know. But there was a lot of pace on it from the Jiban Singh.
Yeah, I think it's the line as well. With the field he has, anything on that offside, he knows he can just angle a place past that short third man and let the outfield do the work for you.
Because he's looking to target the stumps at peak.
Yeah, I think you have to. He's not looking to really turn the ball, is he? He's giving you those pockets on the leg side. Just like that. Nicely worked from Hetmeyer. Jiban Singh, he was beautiful in that middle period. The way he dominated. 3 4s, 3 6s, some exquisite stroke play. Really gave Nepal a chance here, setting up a total.
Eight of the over 61.
Kiwi, বুকে বাংলাদেশ আর হাতে বিদেশি এই যে হোয়াইট প্লাস প্রো সেনসিটিভ স্কয়ার
through this World Cup is associate teams competing for parts of the game and not quite putting it all together. We've seen that throughout the tournament. The Dutch against Pakistan, America against India, Scotland against the West Indies, Scotland against England, getting themselves into positions, but not quite being good enough or having the depth to close out and win those moments.
How do they then arrive at that position with depth and quality to win?
Well, that is the question, Dish. Personally, I think it comes with playing more. Nicely played into deep cover. Playing more, playing against better quality opposition when there's more pressure riding on situations. But I know Scotland, for instance, have only played 10 games between the last World Cup and this World Cup, which just isn't enough. Coming into the game against the West Indies, I think the West Indies have played over 30 matches.
This is more akin to what we see from Hetmyer against Spin in 2026. It is sixth.
And it's fearless batting. A little bit of flight on this occasion. It's the Googly again. And a little dance down the wicket from Hetmyer. Gets to the pitch of the ball. It's all 89 metres of it.
Slip is out now. One shot and the slip is out. Call is for two, bigger side of the ground. Coming back, they're tracking back. I wonder what a more accurate throw would have done. Hetmyer safely home.
It's brilliant running again from Hetmyer. Knocks this into the pocket again on the leg side, and he wants to straight away. Good determination. Gets back. He's raced away here to 25 from just 15.
Two again, just one. 12 off the over, 73 for 1.
নিশ্চিত করে প্রতি ইঞ্চিতে সঠিক থিকনেস ও সঠিক মাপ তাই মাটির 1250 আর আমি নিতে পারি প্রচন্ড চাপ পাইপে রস না কিনতে রস
আমি চাই এই রমজান কাটুক ভালোর সাথে তাই এই রমজানে টেস্টি সস মুক্ত চপস্টিক ইনস্ট্যান্ট নুডলসে পাচ্ছে 10 থেকে 25 টাকা পর্যন্ত ছাড়
Straight at him is the quietest period. Scotland, USA, Netherlands, play more top teams in between World Cup. You talk about I think USA played 8 or 9 T20 internationals in the last 10 or 11 months before coming into this tournament.
Yeah, I think Samuel Badri made an excellent point as well about full member sides supporting and doing what they can to make these fixtures happen.
Oh Lord. I don't know if there was any baton to it, whether he was anchored in the crease or Hetmyer. There was a white.
Yeah, again, just onto the arm. Looks like his foot did leave the crease. Possibly another opportunity goes a begging for Nepal. But yeah, if we can get some more fixtures, Bish. England have played Scotland
Played in any T20 eyes